In the throes of Australia's autumn and mid-tour down under, the Smashing Pumpkins have done it. They have released their final act from their recent series. That's right, this episode is focused on the band's third act of their rock opera series, Autumn, Act 3. Hi people and hello my Chili Con Carne crew, it's Chili here for a 5-minute review. So the last 11 tracks are on the table for all to see. Now that we have had time to listen to this record, we can discuss. And before I begin, a quick poll to all my viewers. Did you enjoy it? Comment with a yes or a no below. I'll admit at first I thought this was just going through the motions and it's rather simple shit. I mean, I enjoyed that opening track Sojourner with its eclectic and somber presence. Not a powerful way to launch into the third act, I'll admit, but hey, whatever. Probably why I tuned out so easily on the first playthrough. And that's one of the major issues with this release, is that it can seem somewhat tedious and drab. Take the song Pacer for example, which has a synth piece just looped for almost its entirety and it feels like it just goes on forever. There's no payoff except when the song ends and the following track in lieu of failure comes in to kick it into gear with that real kick-ass guitar tone. It feels like a constant issue throughout this album as Billy writes these songs that seem to try and please two styles of music, but because there is no focus on that one, it lacks any cohesion and really falls apart. And it feels like it's just sitting in the middle of the road with these tracks that aren't awful, but they aren't really impressive either. They're okay with a few solid tracks in there. It really adds to the issues of this being a concept album, which it's supposed to be. Most of the letdowns are in the electronic sections again. It can't just be me. Surely there are others who feel the same here. Luckily though, there are these guitar tracks that really tend to excel. If you have come into this album expecting it to sound like Smashing Pumpkins of old, then prepare to be disappointed. If you have come here to listen to Smashing Pumpkins do a really cool concept album, then also prepare to be disappointed. I'm not going to try and sell this as if it's one amazing record. It's certainly intriguing, but it's flawed. It's got its moments, but it's too discombobulated. I'd say this album is fairly similar to the Mars Volta's more recent self-titled release in that it would divide the fan base. Many would see it as great, and others would say that they hated it. The style follows on from their previous efforts, like on Sear, and it looks like Billy might just be stuck in neutral coasting for the while. Thinking about another aspect on this record, I had the chance to see them perform very recently, but I passed on them because I didn't want to hear this album being played predominantly. When I saw them, it was for the Oceania tour, and they played that album in full, which was fine because that album was awesome. And I guessed that they were going to try and do something similar this time around. Judging by their set list, however, I missed out, as they seem to have stuck to their past songs. Still, I think that says something about this album. It might sound nice, but aside from 3 or 4 tracks, I wouldn't want to hear it in a live setting. Overall, I would score this album at 6.5 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Sojourner, In Lieu of Failure, Harmageddon, and perhaps a bit of Spellbinding. If Billy Corgan's history is anything to go by, it's that he may just give way to his electronica side and write another downright dirty rock album like he did with Zeitgeist after the Adore record. But that's not looking promising at this stage. I mean, he's released 5 albums like this. Who knows what's in store for the future of Smashing Pumpkins? But whatever it is, I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. Thank you for checking out this episode of 5-Minute Reviews. Don't forget to do the socials, like the video, subscribe if you can, and as always, have a great day and stay spicy. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Live Listener Race. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our Chili Con Carnage crew so you can get notified for all the future videos that we put out, as we put out videos every Friday. Also, we are on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter over at Live Listener Race, so make sure to tune in over there. And don't forget to like this video so that our manager can stay very happy.